Dealing with toxic roommates. This is something that I have been going through for, I don't know, like 8, 9, maybe 10 months, something like that. And it is something I was going through it. And when you're going through it, you just kind of don't know how to process the information. But in the last, I'd say, month or so, things have gotten a lot better. Before I forget all of it, I just needed to document it. And, while I still remember all the quote unquote bad things that happened. So, just the whole story of how I end up with toxic roommates, there is a silver lining at the end of it. So, I'm going to tell you about that too. So, don't worry, like, it's going to get quite negative, but it's going to be fine. Okay. So, I was living with my ex back in September last year, 2024. We broke up, and obviously, I needed a new place at that point. And I was kind of in a hurry. We broke up mid September, and I didn't find a place for like a month and a half. So, till October end, we were still in the same house, just living in different parts of the house and all that. Like, it was a mess. But I did find someone on Marketplace, someone who had a 3 bedroom apartment listing up, and they wanted a master bedroom tenant. It was a little expensive, but it the space was good. It was like very similar to this house. This is not that apartment, but it was a big space. I could fit my queen size mattress, which you see behind me, my desk that I'm sitting at right now. There was a walk-in wardrobe kind of a thing. There was a personal washroom. Basically, everything that I would have needed was there. So also like parking was included, which was a big thing, and storage and stuff. So great. I reached out to the person. Let's call that person S. They seemed okay, and I asked for the agent's number, who was in charge of renting the place out and whatnot. So when I talked to the agent, I mentioned that yeah, I found this listing on Marketplace, and S was looking for a third tenant and whatnot. And the agent guy freaked out. He had been led to believe that it's all friends moving in, which he wanted, because if friends or people that know each other are living, it's less likely to lead to any kind of conflicts and problems and whatnot, which would, need the lease to break. So, in retrospect, that was the first red flag. But we're gonna move past it. All of this happened. That whole apartment didn't go through because obviously the agent was kind of, his guards were up. He didn't want to rent it out. Fair enough. We decided to look for other places, S and I even offered to drive them to showings. I met their friends, and all the friends, they seemed nice. They were nice. S was nice to me. So we eventually found a 3 bed in a new building with crazy amenities, like, and that was this apartment. Spoiler alert, I guess. It's got crazy amenities. There's like a bowling alley. There are 2 swimming pools. There's a hot tub, a sauna. It's got like a commercial grade gym inside the building. It's insane. So yeah, we basically got the place. It was all great. The third person that was living with us, let's call them H, was basically a very neutral person throughout the whole story, so it doesn't really matter in, like, in this context. S had asked me if it's okay for them to throw a Diwali party the first night of tenancy, and me being the naive moron that I am, I assume that a Diwali party means people are going to come over and just like sit around, talk, dance maybe a little bit. Diwali is like, it's like festival of light in India, I guess. And yeah, I I was also asked if I want to ask my friends to come, which I did. That whole night is kind of a blur, but also so vivid in my memory. I was sitting right here, and my bedroom door is right there, and right outside is the living room. Like, I'm sharing this wall right behind the camera with the living room. And her friends were shouting. They were drunk. There was loud music playing on my speakers, by the way. Like, I just moved in, so my stuff was all over the place a little bit. And my speakers were outside. They didn't even ask me. They were just playing music on it. Well, like, partly my stuff was being used to torture me, I guess. This went on till like 3, 4 a.m. And in the middle, I went out. I told them off. Like, her friends, they were shouting. S and their partner came in, they apologized, the whole thing was happening. And I had a shift next morning at 8 a.m. I did think it's gonna be a late night, but like not 3, 4 a.m. late night. Like I thought like max 2, but ideally like 12, 1, something like that. But all of this happened the first night of tenancy, and I remember just being in a corner here somewhere, and my friends were with me, and I just buried my face in my hands, and I was like, dude, where the hell am I stuck? Like it was the first night of tenancy, and I'm like, wait, there are like 364 5 days to go now, and I was in disbelief. Yeah, but after, like, you'd think that things couldn't get any worse, but I have 7 things here that I want to talk about. Like 7 things that kind of prove that things did get a lot worse. First thing, whenever I would bring up a problem, because it's a new person that you're living with, conflicts are bound to arise. Whenever I would bring up a problem, it would be reversed onto me that, if I say that, I have a problem with X, they would rebut with, you also do Y. Like it has nothing to do with X, it's just a different problem. So if I say, you leave the dishes dirty, piled up in a thing, whatever, they would reply with, you moved in 2 weeks ago and your boxes are still out there. Yeah, but like, what does that have to do with what I'm talking about? It's a separate issue. You figure out the dishes in the sink, and then you bring up another problem. Ideally, not even then, but okay, whatever. And they kept saying, S kept saying that I complain a lot. There's a lot of complaining going on, complaining, complaining, complaining. I'm like, bro, what are we, like 5? I didn't get the whole thing. Okay. Second problem, I had told these guys, S and H, from the very start that they're okay to use my appliances. So I have a Vitamix, I have an air fryer, I have an instant pot, I have a kettle, and I have a lot of appliances basically. Like I have a whole like kitchen thing going. I've stopped using a lot of them over time, but I still have them. But I just told them, yeah, like it's fair enough. It's out in the open. You're more than welcome to use it. Just a few things here and there that like don't make anything savory in the Vitamix and whatnot. Outside of that, like nothing, just do whatever. I don't know if I said dishes also, but yeah, it was for appliances and dishes. They didn't have any dishes because they used to live on university residences and they didn't have anything. So yeah, the problem was they wouldn't clean anything for days. Not H, I'm just talking about S. Like when I say they, it's S and partner, because partner was here a lot. They wouldn't clean their dishes for days. I have so many pictures of them having cooked something in the instant pot, like something rice based or some curry or something, and they would leave it for so long that there would be fungus growing on it, and I had to like text on the group or something, be like, there's shit growing inside the instant pot, can you clean it out? And they wouldn't clean out the fridge. There was this one time they'd gone for a vacation, I think around New Year's time. So November 1st we moved in. So New Year's time was like, I don't know, like a month and a half later they'd gone. I was the only one at home, and there was no communication, by the way, who's going, what's happening. It's kind of weird, but it's whatever. Like they don't have to tell me anything. But yeah, they didn't clean out the fridge, and I have photos of fungus growing on things inside the fridge, also bananas outside in this one cabinet. Kind of a long second point. So we're going to move on to third. S would bring over their friends a lot. They would. It was like the Diwali party, just less number of people. Less also means like at least 5-ish usually. They would still shout, drink, be, right opposite this wall until late at night. And the worst part is I'd mentioned to S and her partner that, I usually sleep at 10 and 10, 11, something like that. They were actually very taken aback in a positive way, and they wanted to know more about, how I live a healthier lifestyle, etc., etc. And they were like, oh yeah, S's partner was like, I'm going to go to the gym with you. It's going to be fun. Nothing happened. They used to have their friends until like 1, 2 a.m. a lot, especially on weekends. Even though I told them I work weekend mornings, early mornings at my part time, they didn't care. They kept saying that quiet hours on university residences is 1, 2 a.m. on weekends, and that this is not even university residences, which I always thought to be a very dumb point to bring up. What the hell does this have to do with university residences? But whatever. Fourth, they started working from the living room. This was not really brought up in any kind of like real conversation. It just kind of happened. So right outside my room, there's a nook, and S just kind of took over that nook and just set up a chair and their work laptop and whatnot right there, and I started working from there. And it's right outside my room, so I can hear everything. So it would distract me during my work. I couldn't even sit out to eat because they're working in the middle of meetings and whatnot. So the TV outside was mine, which also they misused, but I'm not going to go into it too much today. They started to stay there outside with, so I started to stay there outside with their partner after work too. So essentially, they'd taken over the living room. So work stuff was in the kitchen nook, clothes, etc. Everything was on the couch, basically permanently, and they would not clean the kitchen after they use it for days, sometimes weeks. So yeah, the living room was essentially theirs, I guess. Every once in a while, S would disappear for a week or so, I don't know, vacationing or something. Never really discussed anything with me. It was just a weird vibe. So yeah, they would just leave a sink full of dirty dishes. There's stuff all over. It did get very peaceful though, like after the first 1 or 2 days when I would kind of give up and, move some things around or clean up a little bit. It, it was very peaceful because I had this thing where I would start dreading the sound of the main door opening because I'd be like, yeah, S is back home now. And I just didn't feel like being outside. I didn't talk to them. It was a whole thing. So yeah, and there was this one time where they left this big pile of dirty dishes in the sink, and there was this Amazon box from something I ordered, and I just piled up the dishes, kept it in a corner, and S had the balls to come back like after like 2 weeks of vacationing and ask me why the dishes are in a box in a pile on the floor. And I'm like, dude, but how do you have the balls to ask me that? Like, it's very obvious. It was in the sink, in the middle of everything. Like, why are you asking me that? It's so dumb. The sixth, which kind of leads to seventh, sixth is their partner moved in essentially. It would have been okay, but they just kind of took over the living room. Obviously, 3 people are paying rent, a fourth shouldn't be living here. But I don't know, shit happens, man. It's whatever. But yeah, they took over the living room. That's the worst part. I didn't like them, or I'd be very chill with people, extra people living in the house, because I have a separate washroom and wardrobe and stuff. And like I said, sixth led into seventh. S's partner, let's call them K, I guess. K put their desk out in the living room. It's a big ass desk, which was put outside without asking me or H, the third roommate. When confronted about, like why the boxes are around and whatnot, initially S didn't reply and just randomly assembled the desk and said that it's in a corner, it's fine, it's not gonna get in your way. I'm like, it's not about getting in the way. One of you is gonna be sitting out there. The camera is facing my door, by the way, so it's so bad. I mean, I don't want to have someone being out there all the time working while I'm trying to just exist in my house. I asked them to remove it, they just wouldn't, and S claimed that their partner would take over the lease eventually, so they're entitled to have their desk outside. I'm like, one, they're not on the lease yet. Second, if they were, they need to ask their roommates to put anything in the shared space. It just didn't. I don't know, and they just kind of freaked out and just started again in tangents about me bringing up X. They would say you do Y, and it's a whole mess. It's a nothing burger at that point. It's just whatever was happening. Eventually, it was all on text. By the way, it was a very weird vibe. You wouldn't actually say anything to each other in person, which is also good for documentation because whatever I'm talking about, I can kind of back it up with text and whatnot. So yeah, on text, I was asked to move out if I have a problem. I'm the one who has the problem, so move out. And as part of that whole argument, I was told that them having their desk outside is not going to interfere with how I use my room. So if I have music on or something, and if I want to sit outside and watch TV and whatnot. But yeah, one time I was watching a show and the partner knocked on my bedroom door, and well, I'm just gonna show you the video because I have that security camera right there, so it caught everything. You can't see the partner, which is good, which means I can just kind of freely share this thing. It was a weird thing. I'll just show it to you.
Do what it takes to
Yeah. Sorry to disturb you, but can you reduce the volume a little bit because my mic is picking up? I was told you being outside is not going to affect how I use this for the public space. You can use the common space.
I literally
moving around.
I wanted to
But
literally
like I was
sit
just
out
talking
for
about,
lunch
I have no problem
and watch TV.
because I have a camouflage running.
That's fine.
So that's
If I watch TV, is it no one to pick up? You tell me.
well, it depends if you watch from low volume.
You could have also been not here, right?
So that's how I'm also using.
You don't even pay rent here right now. Like I'll be very honest.
So sure, I'm not paying rent, but I will be paying rent.
When you do, we talk about it then. But also, this was done without us. You've seen the text, I'm sure, right?
I've seen the text, but right now
I'll reduce the volume.
Can you do it or can you not do it?
I don't want the attitude. I'll do it. But hear me out. I was told you don't mind me using the common space, especially my room.
Did I say anything about you moving around using that? I do.
I didn't even talk to you. I didn't sit out. I didn't sit out.
This sound that you're causing, it's coming till room as well. It's not just the common area that's going to affect you. I'm the one closest to it, that's why I can notice it. Okay? If you can just reduce it a little bit so that my mic doesn't pick it up, that's all I want. I don't mind hearing
Not put my AirPods on also. I'll put my AirPods on also. But you do realize.
Yeah, I do. I'm just pointing out this one thing because it is loud that it's not just a left and common area, but also
I get it. You don't have time. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, we'll pick this back up.
So yeah, like all of this was going on, that whole clip. Like it's kind of funny now, but in the moment it was so sucky to go through. So yeah, I'd given up. I was waiting for November so that I could get out of this lease, move out, just I just wanted to be done with it. But yeah, so S has had to move back to India. Like I said, S claimed that K is their partner is going to take over the lease. But apparently me telling K off kind of bothered the whole thing was messed up and they didn't feel comfortable or whatnot, which is good, I guess, because H also hated their guts. So they looked for a new guy who took over the lease earlier this month, earlier in July. Came in and essentially the very first day that we met, well, actually he was sleeping when we were out on the couch when I met him for like 2 minutes. But like when we properly met for the very first time, since then it feels like this is the friend I've had for years. After so much negativity, there was this positive force in the house. We'd been chilling and hanging out and talking about random things, and it was just such a great vibe. I would want to talk about him more, but after so much negativity, I don't want to join all the stories that had to do with this new amazing person. So the only reason I mention him at all is that there was a silver lining at the end, like I mentioned at the start. I went through a lot of shit in like I don't know, 8, 9, 10 months, whatever it was. But eventually it was all okay. And it's a funny story now more than anything. And yeah, there's sucky ass people who ruined my sleep more than a few times. It is what it is. Just know that things worked out, and I will be talking about my awesome roommate, my new awesome roommate, sometime soon. That's it for now. PS out.